What's up, my peeps? Time for a brand new episode of Supercard, and first off, I finally went ahead and pro'd both Matt and Jeff. It took me a while, but thanks to Ring Domination, I got it done, and joined King of the Ring right after. Now, let's talk about the big news that you've probably already seen if you've logged into Supercard since yesterday night, I'd say. You've probably seen this message once you opened up the game. It says, well, first off, it's titled News. It says, save the date. Big things are happening on Wednesday, May 3rd. In the meantime, May's login rewards will be obscured, but don't worry, your progress will still be tracked and it will be worth your while. So now if you go ahead and check the login bonuses, they're all blacked out. You can't see which cards you're gonna get. But now this brings up the question, what's gonna happen on May 3rd? What's gonna be coming out for Supercard? What's new? Let's start the speculation on this. I mean, it's already started, but let me talk about this. I've got a couple of ideas, and in the comment section, let me know what you think it's gonna be. So right off the bat, one of the things that's pretty unusual with this is that the login bonuses are obscured, as they say. You can't see them, they're blacked out. And when you look at the past updates to the game, the past announcements, it's never affected the login bonuses. The login bonuses were there. You could see them, but for the very first time here, when there's something coming out May 3rd, we can't see them all of a sudden. So this brings up another question. Does it have to do with the login bonuses? Is this a change to the login bonus system in some way, in some fashion? Now, one of the things I've seen a couple of people bring up is, what if they go ahead and change the login bonuses to where it's no longer a set card? Because at the moment, you know which card you're gonna get if you log in a certain amount of days. What if they go ahead and mix it up, randomize it for everybody? So not everybody's gonna get the same SummerSlam card or Harding card or Ultimate card or whatever. Well, actually, there is no Ultimate card at the moment, but you get my point, where everybody's gonna get a different card, and it's gonna be at random, pretty much like a poll. And I think that's a pretty good prediction, and I'd be for it, man. I like it. I like the idea. The thing with having everybody get the same card is then you find yourself facing off against the same cards over and over, or more of those cards because they gave out those cards. So you see more of those singles cards, you see more pros of the cards they gave out as the login bonuses. Whereas if everybody's getting a random card, a different card, it not only, makes it so you don't face off against the same cards, but also makes the login bonuses in general just more exciting. So for those of you who can really use the login bonuses, this should add a bunch of excitement over which card you're gonna get when you're close to getting it. When you're close to getting that elite card, that's really gonna help you out. You're gonna be wondering, am I gonna get like a Brock Lesnar elite card, or maybe who's a weak elite card? Jack Swagger or something like that, right? It's gonna be at random, and you can share with people. You can be like, yo, what did you get as your login bonus? And then there's also a chance that it could be a pro for you. Whereas at the moment, there's no luck involved in the login bonuses. You know right off the bat when the month starts what you're gonna get. Except of course for this month right now because they blacked them out. But also going back to the whole excitement thing, not only is it, cool for those of you who can really use the cards, but even for the people that, maybe don't need an elite card or Harding card or whatever, if we missed a card in those tiers, a card we didn't get and we really wanted the card to have the picture in our card catalog, well now we could possibly pull that card, or not pull that card, but get it from our login bonuses if they go ahead and make it random. I think it's a good idea, I think it's possible, and I hope they do it, but here's the thing. They're hyping this up as big news. They said big things are happening on Wednesday. Now, randomizing the login bonuses might be cool, but it's not something big. It's not something huge. So, if it's going to be part of the update, that's possible, but I can't see it being just that. I can't see it being the big news. It's just that the login bonuses are now randomized. It'd have to be that and something else, or something else completely that maybe doesn't have to do with the login bonuses, but with them being blacked out, I feel like it might be part of the login bonuses. Now, another possible update would be an update to the actual cards. Recently, we had the Superstar shakeup, so a lot of the cards that are, or were on SmackDown, or were on Raw, are now on the other brand. So maybe they've blacked out the login bonuses because they plan on changing the card's look or the background of the cards that have been drafted to a different show. For instance, Dean Ambrose. he's no longer a SmackDown card, or no longer on SmackDown, so his card should represent Raw. He should have the Raw design. But once again, is that really big news? Not really. So when it comes to big news, big things, I can really only think of two things. Actually, double that and make that four, because I just thought of two more. One of them being less likely than the other three. So I'll start with the less likely option, and that is adding trading to the game. It's something a lot of us have talked about. I've made a video about it. And I know that some people might bring up balancing, and the issue being that people would get pros too easily that way, but I've already addressed that in my Supercard trading wish list that I made a while back before Season 3, where you make it so people can only trade event cards, and that way people won't be getting pros just like that incredibly easy by just telling people, hey, trade me this card and I'll trade you this card because that card is a pro for me or whatever. Anyways, that is a lot less likely than the other things I'm going to mention right now. So, the next option would be a brand new tier. Now, this does seem pretty soon to have a new tier come out, seeing as how the WrestleMania 33 tier just came out in mid-March. So, it is pretty soon if it is a new tier, like really soon, really early. But all the signs are there, and it started with them giving out 2 event cards within one event, Matt and Jeff Hardy, something that's never been done before, and it seemed unusual that they'd give out 2 event cards within one event. Not only that, but this soon into the new tier. 2 events, 2 event pros actually, within 2 weeks, and usually within 2 weeks' time you only get 1 event pro, and then they gave out Samoa Joe in a team event pretty early on. Now, if you don't see what, this signifies them, or, what's the deal with them giving Samoa Joe, what does this have to do with a new tier? Samoa Joe is one of the best cards in the WrestleMania 33 tier. I believe he's top 5, or if not top 5, he's top 6, or something like that. It's been a while since I checked the Supercard spreadsheet. But anyway, Samoa Joe, one of the best cards out there. And they usually give out the best cards of the tier towards the end of the tier when a new tier is going to come out. And then on top of that, they go ahead and have a Bayley event, once again, very early on into the new tier. And with them giving out Matt and Jeff within one event, it almost seems like they were trying to speed things up, make it so the catalog of WrestleMania 33 events is on par or close to the past tiers, but within less time by giving you 2 cards at once in both Ring Domination and Road to Glory. Maybe for whatever reason, they want to bring out a new tier quick after WrestleMania 33, and that's why they sped things up and gave us 2 event pros within the same time we'd usually get 1, and then also give us the, essentials of a tier before a new tier drops. And by that, of course, I mean giving us one of the best cards in an event, Samoa Joe, and also a female event. Now, option number 3 is fusion cards. WrestleMania 33 fusion cards. Maybe the reason why they gave out female Bayley is because they've also got a bunch of, female WrestleMania 33 fusion cards ready to go for this Wednesday. And finally, option number 4, which, given the timing that this news is coming out May 3rd on Wednesday, I think this is more likely than all the other options that I just mentioned. And that is a brand new game mode, a brand new event added to the game. See, this news is supposed to come out on Wednesday. Guess what also usually comes out on Wednesday? The preview for the next event, which in this case should be Road to Glory for the second Bayley card, but maybe they're going to have us go through an entirely new event to get the second Bayley card. So instead of our preview for Road to Glory, we'll get a preview for, give me some random name for some event. House of Horrors event or whatever. Probably not. Just something that popped into my mind because of yesterday's pay-per-view. But basically, since it is on Wednesday, I think the chances of it being a new event, them introducing a new event, that could be it. And it would be the right timing, seeing as how this news is coming out on Wednesday when we usually have the preview for the event. So while a lot of us might have expected to get the second Bailey from a Road to Glory as we typically do, they pulled this surprise, this change, and we had to get her through an entirely new event, or maybe even the return and redesign of PCC. At the beginning of Season 3 on Twitter, they answered somebody's question and they said that they were working on the People's Champion Challenge and, making changes to it. So maybe the time is now, maybe this Wednesday is when it's ready to go and they bring it back. Now, if you ask me which one I'd rather see, I'd say new event all the way instead of PCC. Even though they're, working on PCC, whatever, I'm not sure if the changes would be enough for me to like PCC enough to go through it to get whatever cards there are in there. But like I said, I really think there's a good chance that we get a brand new event on Wednesday, seeing as how the announcement is made on a Wednesday, the day where you usually get the preview for the next event. And I think it's a good thing. I've said this before, said it a ton of times, variety is good. For the longest now, we've only played Ring Domination and Road to Glory and repeat. In the past, we had PCC, but they took that out, so now it's just 2 events. So it'd be good for them to add a new event. I just hope that the new event is, properly structured and makes sense and it's actually fun. And also, let's not forget, an event that's fair. And what I mean by that is an event that won't require you to spend money to get the card that you want to get. You can spend the money to get it quicker, or, if you have a lack of time, you can't play as much. But I think it's important for every single event to give you the option, or for you to be able to get the card that you want to get without spending money, and that money that you pay is to get it quicker if you want to. And also, since Ring Domination and Road to Glory have bouts, and I've said this in a previous video, if they do add a third event here, hopefully it's an event without bouts, because at the moment, Ring Domination has bouts, Road to Glory has bouts, and even the non-events like Royal Rumble and Ranked Mode, they have bouts too. So I think it'd be a nice change of pace to have an event without bouts. Kinda like PCC, but once again, I personally don't want PCC. I'd want something completely different, completely new. We'll see what it is on Wednesday, but I really do think that it might just be a new event. In the comment section, once again, if you haven't already, let me know what you think it's gonna be. One thing though that I think we could all agree on, or at least the majority of us, is that I hope this big news on Wednesday isn't about some new emotes or attitudes, superstar attitudes in the game. Because emotes, smileys, attitudes, whatever you want to call it, shouldn't be hyped up as big news. Anyways, that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, click that like button down below. And with that said, I'm out, guys. See ya.